What's going on, everybody? It's just another day in the kitchen, back with another episode, and in today's video we'll be taking a look at none other than Travis Scott aka LaFlame and his first sneaker deal with Reebok, as well as taking a look at a side of LaFlame you've probably never seen before. Now before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to the homie Strain Beats who's been cooking up the beats for these videos, and while you're here you might as well drop a like and subscribe and join our free Discord to stay up to date with the latest and the greatest. Shout out to all of my chefs in there. And as always, thank you guys so much for letting me know what you guys would like to see next in the comments, because you never know when you'll be featured. Now today's video takes us back over 10 years ago to a different era of Travis Scott, one in which he still had the $ in his name, and saw him featured on the XXL freshman cover list for 2013, suggesting that he was the next star up on the rise, and boy were they right. And in addition to landing some insane producer credits on Kanye West's Yeezus album, as well as opening up for him on one of the shows on the tour, I think it's safe to say LaFlame was definitely solidifying himself as the rock star we've come to love. Now before Travis Scott would go on to become a global superstar, dropping the $ from his name and eventually collaborating with the likes of Nike and Jordan, solidifying himself in the sneaker culture, he had much humbler roots, first teaming up with none other than Reebok. And after seeing the hype and rage that would follow his debut mixtape titled Owl Pharaoh, it's no wonder that Reebok would rush in to sign him to his first sneaker deal, which would see LaFlame acting as a brand ambassador for Reebok and specifically promoting the 30th anniversary with their classic collection. Now although young Travis here was not given his own Reebok sneaker to design as part of this deal, he was given a ton of free sneakers and a ton of free press. And as you'll see throughout this video, even though Reebok isn't the most hype brand nowadays, it was definitely a big deal for LaFlame, and it was something that he was actually very proud of, as you'll see him share in the following rare clips.
Yo, I'm Travis Scott. I'm a 20-year-old weirdo from Houston, Texas. Like, this is Houston, and then this is everything else. Houston, it gives me the griminess, kind of like the darkness, the pitch tones, what people out there would call screw. The first song I've ever heard was Rosa Parks. People were rapping the words to the line, and I didn't know, and I was like, what's this? And it's like rap music. And I was like, oh, all right. Man, I had to have been like 10. I remember when y'all had the high tops with the straps, I had like a couple pair of those joints. And even in like high school, man, I was rocking Reeboks. Man, my cleats were like Reebok. T.I. was like the first popular artist that told me like, you have the eye for it and do it. You know, fans know, man, but them being there keeps you going. Seeing camera phones on with the lights on, that's better than a kiss from your mom. And people are actually prepared to leave their house to come see you. My mom never paid to see me. You know what I'm saying? That's always on my conscience, man. Even when I'm making a song, making a beat, I want to just create sonics for anything possible. I mean, you have an idea in your head, you got to get it out like right now. Yeah, lyrical diamonds.
And although Travis's Reebok deal would end sometime between 2014 and 15, he would shout them out on the song Zombies off of his mixtape Days Before Rodeo. And if you have a favorite song off of this one, let me know in the comments. Now like I mentioned, as part of Travis's sneaker deal with Reebok, he was also a brand ambassador, and part of that is being seen with the product on feet. So it was no problem for him to be spotted wearing a pair of Reeboks as he would perform on stage, especially during the earlier years of his career, during 2013 and 14 while he was under contract. And I wanted to include this photo from one of his earlier shows just to show you how lit he was getting back then. And for the curious ones, these are of course the Reebok ventilators, which nowadays only cost you a little over $100. Now like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Travis's first Reebok collab also brought out a different side of him most fans have probably never seen, as you'll see in the following clip.
Okay, so Travis, with all these things you've done, what has to be the most craziest thing you've ever done, ever?
Craziest thing I've ever done. It's interesting you say that. Weren't you with me? Hit the Jeffrey and rub the ferry wall. That was like the first craziest thing I've ever done.
Oh, that's very funny. Oh man, you're such a character. Let me ask you this question. You know, in the studio, like what runs through your mind? Like what's that like vision you get when you like all amped up and you're like just ready to go and you want to just hop right in the booth? Like, what goes through your mind? What goes through Travis's mind when that happens? Like, let me know.
Surprisingly fat women, man. Like, man, I just think about that. Monopoly, Uno, ladders and chairs, ring around the rosies, awesomeness, daisies, flowers, fruitfulness.
Oh my God, that is preposterous. Wow, that's amazing.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think that's the most I've ever heard Travis speak in over 10 years of being a fan, so I hope you guys appreciate that. And just to show you how deep the Reeboks went, he was even wearing a pair in his iconic Mamacita music video. And although Travis Scott would go on to influence and change sneaker culture forever with his iconic silhouettes, I wanted to share the following clip of a less confident Travis, at least in terms of sneakerheads in the sneaker world.
Hey, yo, what up? It's Travis Scott, man. That's sneakerwatch.com. You heard style. Sneakers is part of style. So I guess I'm not like obsessed with sneakers. I'm just obsessed with style. My friend Ryan Press kind of like hooked it up, bro. Hooked it up, man. He just knows, like, I had some classes back in the day, and I used to always talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So when they hit me about the classic commercial, man, the pumps. I feel like we're good. Bring back old textures on the Iversons and shit's gonna be like super crazy again. I like the direction they go with these classics. I'm into like custom sneakers, man. Like anything I can like put my creative hand in is like better. I'm 21. I'm still a kid. I got my own taste level, man, as far as like what I like I said, I bang with like the classics.
So what's your favorite Reebok of all time?
The Iversons are so ill, and like when they came out the first time.
The questions?
Yeah, the questions, and then like the classics were cool. Those are like my two favorite Reeboks. The pumps were like kind of fresh. Yeah.
Now, as it would come to be, LaFlame here would follow in the footsteps of his protege, Mr. West, as Kanye himself had his own little Reebok collab cooking up back in the day. And if you're curious about what happened with that, I'll go ahead and link that one in the description. And while I was wrapping up the research for this video, I also came across several photos of LaFlame here wearing Kanye West's iconic Yeezus merch. So if you're interested in learning about the controversy surrounding that one, I've got you covered as well. And speaking of some good quality merch, head on over to my website at wedontcookfood.com if you're interested in supporting the channel, and I appreciate you. Now, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Although many people know Travis Scott for his iconic Nike and Jordan collaborations, I thought that this Reebok one early in his career would be cool to talk about, and I hope you guys learned something new. As always, guys, thank you so much for cooking with the kitchen. Remember to stay safe out there, and remember, it's lit, straight up, and peace.